Thank you, Mr. Chair. Move Amendment Jeff 074.
It has been moved and seconded the amendment Jeffrey 074 be adopted. Discussion. Representative Penner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We're clearly facing a fentanyl and addictive drugs epidemic in our state. We know this scourge has impacted our communities, our families, our neighbors, probably some of us. We also know that babies are being born addicted to these drugs, these addictive drugs. We know this because we have a pediatric interim care center in Kent, just 35 minutes away, that's provided specialized round-the-clock care for 3,500 infants over the last 35 years. You may also recall that funding was cut from this program, Mr. Chair, and more to the point of the amendment, DCYF intentionally decided not to contract with that particular PIC in Kent for infant placement. The addiction and fentanyl crisis hasn't magically disappeared, and the number of drug-exposed infants has not plummeted. Yet DCYF has intentionally stopped referring babies to that facility. Why? Keeping families together? Well, very well then. This amendment considers that. Within the budget, without raising a single cost to the state, DCYF shall reinstate a contract with a pediatric interim care center for up to 13 children. 13 children born addicted to fentanyl, 13 children under the age of 2 that are going through withdrawals because their mothers gave birth to them while actively using opioids and other drugs. And because keeping families together is the law, and it's the intent of a lot of legislation, the amendment champions family preservation. It says specifically that on-site training to biological and foster parents is a requirement of those contracts that have no cost to the state. In adopting this amendment, Mr. Chair, we would be restoring and expanding our commitment to parents' recovery and to child safety. We heard earlier, Mr. Chair, from you and even in the last amendment that that programs, it's important that we be careful about how we support nonprofits. And I agree with you, Mr. Chair, that if we're not careful, we're going to continue to expend money on nonprofits that should be raising money for their own programs. They then become an extension of the state, and that's not what I want to see either. I want to see nonprofits that raise their own money based off the value of the services they provide. Well, we've heard from the PIC in Kent that they can raise the money on their own. I believe that. I believe they could raise the money on their own. The thing, Mr. Chair, is that they can't work with the Department of Children, Youth, and Families on their own. That requires a two-way street, and that's what this amendment says. It says, okay, if you can raise the money on your own, and you can even pay for the contracting requirements for DCYF, so no cost to the state, then DCYF can choose, through this contract, to place up to 13 children addicted to fentanyl and other drugs that they got addicted to because they were born into this world addicted to them, in placement. And they can provide care and support for those mothers and those families to make sure they stay united and grow together. I think this is an incredibly important amendment. It doesn't add a dime of cost to the state, and it solves a real problem that I believe that we're all aware of. Urge a yes.